Chinese New Year with the snake will shortly be here, so in this video I'll be demonstrating this snake pendant. Watch to the end to see how to use the same technique to wrap a gemstone ring into a pendant. This faceted pointed back glass crystal is 5mm or 3/16 of an inch. My base wire is 20 gauge or 0.8mm. I will be weaving with 30 gauge or 0.2mm wire. Start by finding the middle of the base wire. Bend the wire to approximately 60 degrees. On my bail making pliers, I am using the size that is slightly smaller than my crystal. Hold the pliers as close to the bend as possible and bend the wires around. The crystal should be slightly bigger than the gap that you have just created. From the top, the side wires should just cover the edges of the crystal. Where the wires cross, bend them parallel to each other. Hold the pliers right where the wires bend straight. Bend the straight wires underneath the space for the crystal. Fold the weaving wire in half. Wrap the middle of the weaving wire a few times around the bend in the base wire. Bend the straight wires outwards to match the angle of the above shape. Use the bail pliers to match the shape. Where the wires cross, bend them parallel to each other. Take 1/2 of the weaving wire and wrap it around the bottom part of the base wire up to where the wire is bent straight. Repeat with the other half of the weaving wire on the other side of the base wire. Slightly open up the space to place the crystal into position. Push the wires back together to clamp the crystal between the two sections. The point should sit nicely at the middle of the bottom section, and the side wires of the top section should just overlap the edges of the crystal. To fully secure the crystal, thread the weaving wire through the top section at the bend and down in between the two straight wires. Repeat this process to wrap the top and bottom sections together. Do the same with the other wire on the other side of the base wire. The crystal is now fully secured. Wrap each wire a few times around the straight wires. Start with the weaving wire coming up between the base wires. Wrap twice around the top wire, finishing with the weaving wire below the bottom wire. Wrap twice around the bottom wire, finishing with the weaving wire below the bottom wire. Wrap twice around both wires, finishing with the weaving wire back at the start position coming up between the base wires. Now repeat. Wrap twice around the top wire. Wrap twice around the bottom wire. Wrap twice around both wires. This weave may seem a little awkward when you start, but once you get into a rhythm, it will become easy. Remove the weaving wire tails by holding them close to the base and rotating until they break. The wires should naturally break off between the base wires and you shouldn't be able to feel any of the ends. Continue weaving. As you weave, start shaping the coils of your snake. This is a small delicate pendant, so don't make your coils too big, but the design is up to you. When your snake is complete, bend the remaining wires upwards for the bail. Continue weaving up to the base of the straight wires. Measure the wires to 1/2 inch and cut off the excess. Bend the wires into a loop to form the bail. Remove the excess weaving wire. Your snake pendant is now complete. I have made another snake, but this time I have made it straight. This is a carnelian ring which I will use the snake to turn into a pendant. Place the head of the snake below the ring and then simply wrap the body around the ring until you reach the point opposite the snake's head. To make the bail, cut the remaining wires to 1/2 inch and bend them forwards into a loop that sits at the top of the ring. Thank you for viewing. Please join me for my next video.